Good morning again.
Morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. I trust you're well.
In your blue suit.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yes. Let me say good morning to my is it Elvis? Eh?
Yes.
My brother here. We've been going to program for a long time.
More than 20 years.
In those days.
More than 20 years.
Yeah.
And your crew as well. Unfortunately, I have to disagree with my two brothers here.
Is it?
Definitely. I have to disagree with them. You know, this Bawku matter has been on the books for so many years.
Yes.
You rightly said that. What's the solution? You know, what are these? Look, various interventions have been made. And each of them is want to have its own term. You have the Mampusis and the Kusasis.
But Chairman, sorry, in disagreeing with the two of them, are you endorsing the statement of the IGP?
I'm coming there. Let me come there. Let me start. Don't worry. Don't drink the soup while the fufu.
The fufu is still
You understand? It has been, like you said, so many efforts have been made to resolve the issue. But one, each of them want their own paramountcy. Each of them wants their own. Unfortunately, the mix. Some of them have intermarried. Yeah. For instance, the leader of majority leader, the mother is a Kusasi, the father is a Mampusi. So here's a person caught in between the fight. Now, what's the solution? Most of these young boys are unemployed. When I've been to Bawku, I'm sure all of us here have been to Bawku. In the campaign, when we went there, and most of them are unemployed. And don't forget that in those areas, the birth rate is very, very high. And it's not commensurate to the employment situation. As they keep growing, they don't get work to do. It's supposed to be a farming community. Unfortunately, with this drought and all these things, we have neglected the agricultural sector. So these are idle hands. So anybody comes and gives them some goro and give them a gun. They are warlords who provide these guns. So you need to have some sort of employment, serious employment in that area, and the youth have to be brought, because most of these troubles are caused by the youth. So I think the import of what the IGP was saying, which probably he came to clarify the situation, that not that he's just going to recruit people without due process. They definitely are going to go through the due. But I believe the import of that thing is to unite the two factions together. Because if you have the Kusasi and Mampusi people working in the police force together, they understand themselves. They are able, through their training, sit down to jaw and understand why the two of us must come together. And you go to most of the conflict areas, Rwanda, what happened? After the war, they had to bring the Tutsi and the name of the other group, the Hutus, together. They laid down their arms and they assimilated. And this is what is lacking in that area. So they have two factions. Look at the election that went on there. MPP mostly got 0 at the Kusasi areas. In Wali, where they had 0 in some of their constituencies. You understand? Polling stations. What does it tell you? It tells the place has become politically divided. And if we don't look at that aspect of how to bring this youth together, Asantini can do all that he wants to do. But look at Dagon. What happened? By bringing the two, heads together, they have been able to resolve their issue. You can't solve. You can't take one side and leave the other side. You will never succeed. So you must make effort to try and integrate and let these young boys assimilate. Maybe they have to fine-tune the words that they use or find. But later on, I heard him trying to fine-tune it. That due process will be done. The necessary protocols will be good. But I believe the import was his idea of bringing the two sides together. And the only thing you can do that is by both of them assimilating, when you are working together, even from different. I mean, my brother here is Ghana, if he has a Fanti or an Ashanti work, they tend to bond. Eventually, if there's any differences, because of the bond that they have, they will be able to sit down to talk before any action is embarked on. You see, so let us look at this in a different, holistic manner.
But Chairman, given the opportunity, would you have spoken in that way and manner?
Look at the way I'm speaking.
Exactly, because the conflicts in this country is not just Bawku.
Yeah.
Now we have an issue of Galamsey we are dealing with, and it's being put under the umbrella of bread and butter issue.
But everything.
So if we should go promising each and everybody jobs to lay down tools, lay down arms.
Look, the bottom line is bread and butter. That's the bottom line of our living here. Shelter, food, and clothing. These are the three main needs of a human being. And if you don't resolve these issues, next time you are wearing your suit, somebody will stop you in there and remove it from you to wear it. So it's very important. Why are they doing the galamsey? It's because they have to eat. So how do we decouple the illegalities and try to create an enabling environment or alternative employment? It's all bread and butter issue. This morning, why are we here?
Some argue that the IGP was there for security reasons. So why did he shift?
No, when he went there, he saw the situation on the ground. As you move along, you see that sometimes these things are fluid. He's a politician. He goes to the stage, he looks at the crowd, and says if he's going to talk, maybe what he has written on paper. If he decides to go and say that, he'll be lynched. Immediately, he turns the page and then find something that will be palatable to the people. Anamibwa, Mimale.
Oh, Mali. You're right. Oh, Mali, but in this context, respectfully, Chairman, I just want to add this point here. You're saying that the IGP, was responding to the situation. That is not his objective.
He was there for security reasons.
Yeah. Leave it to the. But I won't interject too much. Leave it for the policymakers, and in fact, allow the traditional leadership. I'm coming. One more minute. Allow the traditional leadership to actually convey this initiative. Then it's more solid.
Very well.
Very well. I started by telling you that so many efforts have been made in this direction. This Bawku problem. Not today. When we were kids, the Kusasi said they came there first and they acquired the land. And they invited the Mampus people to come and join them. And all of us said they want to take their land from them. So once a land issue, it's a tribal issue, right? And so for centuries, maybe decades, this has been going on. You go there, realize that, look, most of these boys are unemployed. As an IGP, can I say something so that the policy makers that you are talking about, it will prick our conscience and we start looking that direction. Somebody must speak. When that person speaks, then me and you today are sitting here, debating it, and then you are going to ask, how are we going to solve it? And that's part of the solution, to find jobs for the kids. But if he hadn't said that, we all think it's a security situation. Yes, it is. But there are underlying factors. And the underlying factors, they are idle hands. All this Boko Haram and all this, is because of idle hands. If you are not doing something, someone comes to put a truck there, put you inside and say, come on, let's go. Then they go indoctrinate you, give you some, and then you start causing mayhem. So we have to tackle the issue from unemployment levels. And population there is growing, no work, right? Nothing. The police probably are maybe the police, I don't know where they come, whether they come from Accra or what they call, wherever part of, they don't understand the issue there. So it's very important that the youth are assimilated within the enclave, and probably it will be a stepping stone in the right direction.
Nana Tufo, can I come in?
Briefly.
We have a precedent in our lifetime, our political lifetime. For over 20 years, thereabouts, close to 20 years, the Dagbon crisis, rooted in chieftaincy, caused problems within Yendi and Tamale as a whole. Am I right?
Yeah.
Did we, when I say we, NDC or MPP administrations, because it's political, offer recruitment as a solution to the youth of Yendi and Tamale during the Dagbon crisis? No. Am I right?
Yeah.
Again, given that precedent, don't somehow pour oil on the fire. Secondly, per what chairman is saying, is he telling me that there's no Kusasi or Mamprosi presently in the Bawku police service? Because he's saying Kusasis and Mamprosis can work together in the police service.
Well, we have to find out.
But they are there.
Yeah, we have to find out.
I think it would be a disservice to Ghana if the Bawku police personnel have no Mamprosi or Kusasi at all, or only have Mamprosi or Kusasi there. If that was the case, we would know. The police recruit generally on the region. You can't be in, Hamile. Hamile has a border with where? Burkina Faso. And then they send you all the way to Cape Coast, to the south. Do you guys? It just does not work that way. You can be transferred later. So I want to somehow disabuse people's minds that somehow this is an opportunity for Kusasis and Mamprosis to work together. No, the opportunity is there, whereby we jaw. Yes, it's been centuries. But if you're looking for employment, that's where the IGP should have kept mute, respectfully. You mentioned that it's an agrarian economy. And there are farmers. In fact, Ghana, we are farmers. You know, over 50% of our GDP, over 60% of our labor force are engaged in farming. So we have an agrarian economy. Why not feed into, and I think what President John Mahama talked about, Feed Ghana. I think we'll discuss it, it's on your schedule. Look at how we can channel those youth into agribusiness, not cutlass and hoe. But we'll get into that discussion, see these initiatives.
Very well. Elvis, we know that the O2 for Osei Tutu II has started a mediation process to help bring some lasting peace or solution to the Bawku issue. But we know that the issue also was reignited when a rival chief returned to the area somewhere October last year. This rival chief is still in the area. So, I mean, how do we've heard arguments that remove the rival chief and it brings peace to the area. Some say no, merely removing him does not solve the issue. What should be the approach?
See, first of all, let me say that what the IGP has said shouldn't be the case. Even if something like that is supposed to be done, if they even, after all the negotiations, they realize that offering youth in Bawku jobs could help, it should be done under the carpet. Because we have a yawning unemployment crisis among the youth in Ghana. So if you publicly tell me that there's an area they are fighting and the solution to their fight is to give them jobs, then you are telling me that the unemployed youth who are struggling to get a job, they should pick up arms and they will get a job. That is a wrong signal, and we should not entertain that, because the youth unemployment in this country is a time bomb that we are sitting on. So we should never say things or do anything that sends the signal. The kind of signal that, as I said, if they have done all the negotiation underground and they realize that offering the young people their job, so it is something that should be done in the secret, not open. So for IGP to say it in the open, we must all admit that it's not the right thing to say at that time.
It's in bad taste.
Considering the huge youth unemployment in this country, it's not the right thing to say. And how many people can the government employ? How many people can the police, even all the security agencies put together? If we look at the number of young people, we are told that about 14% of the young people who are ready for the job market don't have a job. Let me just put it at 1 million. Are we telling me that the police service can even pick 500,000? All the security agencies put together. So you see, we are a country that we all know our problems. So let's deal with things in a manner that will not create a bigger problem for us. And that is very important for all of us. We should not be sending certain signals. That's why I said that Yohunu is a very experienced policeman. He knows his job. In terms, I can't take anything away from him. But for that particular statement, I will say that looking at our country, the high unemployment among the youth, certain signals should not be sent.
Right.
And I think that we must put that in perspective that we cannot create a situation that can degenerate into something else. We have to be very careful. We have to be very careful because we are living in a sub-region that we all know that most countries around us are unstable.
Yeah.